Good morning and welcome to 7 at 7 from the Economic Times podcasts, a daily financial news capsule to get you clued in for the day. It's Friday, the 27th of September, and I am your host, Bhaskar Datta. In the latest on the raging violence in the Middle East, France's President Emmanuel Macron on Thursday called on the US to exert pressure on Israel to agree to a plan for a 21-day ceasefire in Lebanon, Global Report said. Israel's foreign minister had earlier rejected a French-US proposal for such a truce, with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying that he had ordered the military to continue fighting with full force. Meanwhile, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said at a UN Security Council meeting that hell was breaking loose in Lebanon. According to reports, Israel's senior-most general has said that the country is making preparations for a potential ground operation into Lebanon after a bombing campaign that has killed more than 600 people and stoked fears of a wider conflict in the region. Here's a much-awaited update about the world's largest economy. Latest data showed that US GDP grew at a healthy 3% annual pace from April through June because of continued momentum in consumer spending and business investment. The latest data presents a much more favorable picture than the 1.6% growth that was reported in Jan-March. Remember, the balance between US economic growth and inflation is a key variable that the Federal Reserve will consider in deciding the pace of future rate cuts. Earlier this month, the Fed cut interest rates for the first time in 4 years, sparking market rallies around the globe. After peaking at 9.1% in mid-2022, annual US inflation as measured by the Consumer Price Index has tumbled to 2.5%, just a little above the Fed's 2% target. On the domestic front, we have the latest news for you on one of the most awaited IPOs of the year. Food and grocery delivery platform Swiggy has filed its updated draft red herring prospectus with the Securities and Exchange Board of India on Thursday. According to the prospectus, the IPO comprises a fresh issue of Rs 3,750 crore and an offer for sale of up to 18.52 crore shares. Earlier this week, the company received approval from SEBI for its proposed IPO. The size of the IPO is estimated to be around $1.25 billion, but this could increase before the launch, according to bankers. Swiggy's early investors, including Accel, Apoleto Asia, Alpha Wave, Kuwait UPE Asia, Elevation Capital, DST Eurasia, Norwest Venture Partners, and Tencent Cloud Europe, will be selling part of their stakes through the offer for sale option. ET had earlier reported that around 200,000 pre-IPO shares have been actively traded in the unlisted market, where celebrities like Rahul Dravid, Amitabh Bachchan, Karan Johar, amongst others, picked up a piece of the company. In a relief to troubled cryptocurrency exchange WazirX, a Singapore court has granted the company a 4-month conditional moratorium. This ruling provides the embattled exchange with temporary relief, allowing it to focus on resolving the aftermath of a major hack that led to the loss of over $230 million, or about 45% of customer funds. The court's decision followed WazirX's request for a 6-month moratorium under Section 64 of the Insolvency Restructuring and Dissolution Act. Amid increasing cost of living, the union government said that from next month it is increasing minimum wages for workers employed in informal sectors like construction, mining, and agriculture. This adjustment in the variable DNS allowance is aimed at helping workers cope with the rising cost of living, the statement said, referring to the 2.40-point rise in Consumer Price Index for industrial workers. After the hike, unskilled workers in the uppermost band can expect a daily minimum wage of 783 rupees, semi-skilled workers at a rate of 868 rupees, and highly skilled workers at a rate of 1,035 rupees. Here's a domestic development on the hottest new technology that's been sweeping global markets for the last few months. Tata Electronics on Thursday said it has completed an agreement with Taiwanese semiconductor company PSMC for design and construction support to build India's first AI-enabled greenfield semiconductor fab in Gujarat. The Taiwanese foundry will also license a broad portfolio of technologies and provide engineering support to successfully transfer its licensed technologies to the Tata's fab. The facility will have a capacity to produce up to 50,000 wafers per month and will include next-generation factory automation capabilities, deploying data analytics and machine learning to achieve efficiency. Chris Capital is closing in on deals to buy 2 food chains, Theobroma and the Belgian Waffle Co. at a combined valuation of around 3,200 to 3,500 crore rupees, said people aware of the development. It has a 60-day window to submit a binding offer for Theobroma and is aiming to finalize terms of acquisition of Bloomberg Enterprises, which owns and runs Belgian Waffle, for around 1,000 crore rupees in the next 30 days. Bloomberg is owned by husband and wife Shrey and Alisha Agarwal and investor Marathon Edge Partners, which holds a 22% stake. That's all for today. Thank you very much for tuning into 7 at 7 from the Economic Times podcasts.